All right, Michael, a couple weeks ago, Bill Belichick made headlines when he talked about how every question he got, he answered that we're on to Cincinnati. They weren't looking back. Nick Saban and Belichick are close. I don't know if the two were related, but we kind of had the Alabama version of on to Cincinnati. But for this week, it's on to Tennessee, and that was pretty evident with the way Nick Saban was talking today.
Yeah, no, it's like a few questions talking about Texas A&M, but you could tell it was obvious his message to the team was the 59-0 is totally in the past. The last thing he wants them to dwell on, not think too much about that with Tennessee coming up in a rivalry game. He never, for a few times I thought he was going to get a little bit fired up. He was going to maybe start shouting a little bit, but never got to that point. But you could tell he was definitely, don't think too much about A&M.
Yeah, I think that message is kind of slowly seeping into the players' heads, but I think both of us could attest that talking to players today was maybe a little bit more of a pleasant experience than it was the previous week. I think there's a lot of kind of upbeat nature, a lot of confidence,
right.
And for good reason. Obviously, they played really well, and really there's kind of two ways they can respond to this. They can think they're awesome and then fall flat on their face against Tennessee, or they can kind of build on it and take care of a Tennessee team that, while improved, has a litany of issues, and most of which are on the offensive line.
Yeah, matching up, it's a pretty poor matchup for Tennessee when you look at it, especially with what you wrote about yesterday with their offensive line. The injuries they have on top of the 30 sacks they've allowed this year, and Alabama's been getting after the quarterback better than they have been in years. So it's not looking like in terms of matchup wise, it's not very strong for Tennessee.
Yeah, and that a lot of this falls on leadership, and I think we talked to one guy today who's kind of established himself as one of the biggest leaders on the entire team, and that's Blake Sims. We don't talk to him much during the week. It's usually always post game, but he came up today, and he's really maybe or maybe not. It's what AJ said, but it seems like he really took that to heart, and really he's kind of put himself out there, and really every answer he gives is kind of about how he's not only playing, but how he's also affecting others.
Yeah, no, it's come a long way from a year ago when he was back up in in the spring where people were doubting him, and he talked about proving some of the what he's been able to do this year. So it's been interesting to see him grow. He's a good kid. Just fun to talk to.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to follow because as you got from Jelson Fowler today, Alabama was having some bad practices up until the Texas A&M game. So really, you don't even know how this thing's going to unfold. But we'll just have to wait and see on Saturday.